Hi, I'm Mary Palin with another micro training session from the Floyd Wickman program. Today's topic, unique pricing. Pricing. How many prices are there on a house anyway? How many prices would your competitor tell a seller that there is? How many of you would say one? I bet that's most of the hands out there in my audience, right? How many prices are actually on a house? One. I'd like to give you a unique perspective on pricing today and propose that there are actually three. That there are three prices on every house. So let me share a little Wickman dialogue straight from the Floyd Wickman program with you that will give you a unique perspective when you're competing with someone who's over there telling the seller there's really only one price. Here's the dialogue. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, as I'm sure you're aware, there are three prices on every house. May I show them to you? Well, of course, the first price on every house is the wholesale price. Now, that's the price an investor would pay if he were going to buy your house, put some money into it, fix it up, turn around and sell it for a profit. The second price on every house is the retail price. That's the price someone would pay if they were going to live in your home. You know, put a swing set in the backyard, barbecue, get to know the neighbors. This will be their home. And that's the second price on every house. The third price on every house is your list price. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, that's the price you choose. And the price you choose to list your property at is determined by one thing. May I show you what that is? It's time. With your permission, I'd like to show you how most successful sellers choose their price. Fair enough? And that little dialogue, that little shtick that shows three prices is pretty darn smart. You know why? Because anything you can do to set yourself apart from the competition is smart. Hey, by the way, are there really three prices on every house? Darn right. And did you notice the configuration here? Wholesale is low. You might even say on an immaculate home. That's the price an investor would pay for your house, to fix it up, turn around and sell it for a profit. Of course, your house, there's nothing to fix up. But the only reason an investor would buy your house is if there was a way that that investor could make a profit. That's called wholesale. By the way, that's all true, isn't it, friends? The second price on every house, retail price. Do you remember the dialogue? It's the price someone would pay to live here. And darn it anyway, that is true. And then there's the third price. Now notice the configuration of the drawing. Where is the third price? Psychologically, subliminally, I'm putting the third price, your list price, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, right between the wholesale and the retail price. Oh, that Floyd Wickman's a pretty smart guy, isn't it? And of course, the price that that seller chooses to list their property at is certainly determined by one thing, and that is how long they want to wait before they have their cash in their pocket. Think about this. If they want their cash by tomorrow afternoon, can they get it? And the answer is, well, yeah, of course they can. And what price would they have to take then, folks? If you said wholesale, you're right. If they got plenty of time to wait for their price, they can hold out for a higher price. Are you with me on the thinking? This is not what your competition told them. In fact, last night when your competitor was sitting at the kitchen table, how many prices did they say there was for this seller to choose from? One. And that in itself gives you that competitive advantage. Of course, this is only part of the Floyd Wickman pricing presentation, but I wanted to make sure you had a unique perspective on pricing today. Now, because repetition is how we build skill, I'd recommend you grab a partner or partners and practice this three-part pricing presentation. So give it a shot. Hope you enjoyed today's micro training session.